This is the Orioles Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Baltimore Orioles. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Sounds like someone's got a case of the Mondays. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Baltimore Orioles Postcast, streaming live to YouTube and available on demand wherever you get your podcasts for free. My name is Luke Slabaugh. I'm the postgame show host here at Locked On Orioles here for 2025. Final score tonight from Camden Yards: the Boston Red Sox 4 and the Baltimore Orioles 3. Man, all these days kind of blend together. Go ahead in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from, what your thoughts are on this game and the season in general. I want to thank you for tuning in here as the Orioles fall once again to 11 games under 500. They are now 19-20 in one-run games and fall victim to division rival Boston. A lot of thoughts here, and it's the futility with runners in scoring position and the decisions late in the game that are grinding my gears right now. Brian Harding comments live on YouTube right now. Why didn't we pinch hit for Vasquez in the bottom of the ninth against Aroldis Chapman, the left-hander? What a dumb move. Sometimes interim manager Tony Mansolino shows he has no idea what's going on. Jeff Molnar also comments, not competitive enough. I miss the veterans on this team. And we'll talk about that. It is the offense that is irking me right now. I'm angry because there's nothing that I dislike more than watching bad baseball. The Orioles had so many chances to capitalize on a lead in this game and chances to reclaim it in the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning. And it all was blown away. And we'll get to that in a second. However, first, let's work on how we got to those situations first by talking about Tomoyuki Sugano's outing.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Frankly, the right-hander from Japan, Tomoyuki Sugano, gave the Orioles a decent chance to win. Kind of an odd outing for him. Notoriously bad in the first inning, ERA north of 6, and the only mistake he makes in the first few frames is the first batter. Roman Anthony, the rookie, 21 years old, also signed to an 8-year extension like Sugano's battery counterpart Samuel Basallo. 5-pitch at bat, Sugano misses high on a fastball, and Anthony cranks it over the right field fence for a leadoff home run, the first leadoff blast of his career. And after that, for the next 3 innings, nothing is really Tomo's fault. You look at some of the contact off of him, like Connor Wong hitting that double, quotation marks, air quotes, double off of Gunnar Henderson that he didn't get his body in front of. Sure, it's a 104 exit velocity, and it caromed in such a way that Dylan Carlson couldn't get to it on time because he was too deep in left field. Gunnar didn't run after the ball. Yeah, it's a double and a line drive in the scorebook, but that's an E6. And it doesn't reflect the type of game that Sugano was pitching. He got Roman Anthony right after that to strike out on a splitter. In the 4th as well, Masataka Yoshida hits a ground ball right at Kobe Mayo, goes in and out of the glove, ruled a single on the infield. It's not really a base hit. There's nothing that Tomo could do about that. So he worked efficiently through those first 4 frames and was even given a lead that he was able to get a shutdown inning right afterwards. The 2nd and 3rd inning, the O's give him run support. Things trend south in the top of the 5th.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And that missing of location comes back to bite Sugano. He doesn't have great command of his off-speed stuff. Connor Wong singling through the left side on a sweeper that was way out over the plate. Roman Anthony also singling on a splitter. Sinker, splitter, singling. They all kind of my lisp. You know how it is. You got 2 runners on. Alex Bregman then flying out to left on a sweeper. Dylan Carlson with the catch. And it's just poor command of breaking stuff. A split finger fastball to Jarren Duran, hits it to center field, a long home run, 3-run bomb, and the O's get Earl Weavered. Made it a 4-3 game, and that's how we got our final score. And after that, Sugano locked it down. Top of the 6th with his only 1-2-3 inning, striking out Cedon Rafaela on an elevated 4-seam fastball and getting Hamilton to strike out on a splitter in the dirt, David Hamilton. And the O's pick him up in relief. Nothing doing against Corbin Martin or Grant Wolfram. Wolfram in particular, the left-hander, with 2 perfect innings, 25 pitches, 17 of them for strikes. Maybe the most pristine outing that we've seen out of the big left-hander. Standing at 6'8", and he's a burly man. Striking out Roman Anthony low on a slider, and then getting Nathaniel Lowe, the newcomer, on a sinker at 95. And that's great. 2 strikeouts from Wolfram as he looks to try to make his way into the mix for this makeshift bullpen in 2026. Coming up, it's the runners in scoring position bug, the futility that's really getting at us. And there's a couple of performances that we want to highlight and a couple that make us outraged. Nehemiah Lockett on YouTube commenting live, speaking for all Birdland, saying I'm outraged. And a couple of comments that we'll get to after the break. I appreciate you all here. This is going to be a quick Orioles postcast. Please stick with us here, live on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts for free. If you haven't already, go ahead, like, subscribe. If you're new to this channel, watching it for the first time, we got Orioles content every day. Every day. Connor Newcomb, Monday through Friday, me plugging in the gaps. Sometimes there are just shorts that pop up out of nowhere. It's a good time. This is the Orioles postcast. I'm serious. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. It's good. It's good for business. Hot takes are my business, and business is booming. You know what else is booming? 5-Hour Energy. Grape, ginger, lime flavor. That's called a transfusion. 5-Hour Energy gives you an energy shot, no alcohol needed. Just gives you a big boost on the golf course. Or you need to power through your day. Maybe you're 130 games into this slog and you're like, Luke, what are we doing? What are we doing? 5-Hour Energy is great for good times with good people. Grape, ginger, lime. Somehow they all go together for a transfusion. Gives you the best part of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the golf course or chasing down the beverage cart. Now you can amp up the fun even more. Buy, snap, and enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Tee up the trip. Visit 5hewin.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters. Ends October 31st, 2025. That is what I call a steal from 5-Hour Energy. And coming up on Tuesday, Gromit, August 26th, FanDuel Futures Day. A brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel gives you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, Lamar Jackson, or eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. Take a flyer on the MVP race. It's Lamar. Crown your champion, anyone but the Carolina Panthers. Anyone. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. There's a couple of comments in regards to the 9th inning and the decisions that were made. It kind of felt like interim manager Tony Mansolino was asleep at the wheel. The O's had many chances to retake this lead and actually claim this game. This game is not on Tomoyuki Sugano. It's a winnable game. 1-run game, and the O's have now been in 49 of them. And early on, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but in May and in June, had a winning record in 1-run games. It was just they were getting the break speed off of them. 24-2 and all that stuff. So the O's face an opener. Brennan Bernardino, the left-hander, can't do anything against him for 1 inning. And then right-hander Richard Fitz, unfortunate name, coming in the 2nd inning. Gets Kobe Mayo to fly out. And then Colton Cowser, first pitch curveball hanging. He hits it to left center field for his 12th home run of the year, 3 home runs in his last 4 games, tearing the cover off the ball. And that ties the game at 1 apiece. Really great to see out of Cal, starting to bang them when they hang them. What's going to ruffle some feathers here on the postcast chat and the podcast, wherever you're listening, is that this was the first real clunker from Samuel Basayo at the plate today. His 8th major league game. How could he know any better? That's fair. Bad baseball needs to be called out when you see it. And seeing 5 pitches over the total of 4 plate appearances and going 0 for 4 is remarkably bad baseball. Instantly kills rallies when you've got some momentum swinging your way. It's called having a feel for the game. And how is the youngest player in baseball right now able to feel that out? Probably not well. Lining out on the next pitch you see after someone hits a home run to tie the game immediately sends things to a jolting halt. It's not very becoming of baseball's top catching prospect. And what's even worse is that Dylan Carlson works a really good plate appearance and walks after that. So just being able to have a feel for the game and understand that if Richard Fitz gives up a home run, he is rattled. He is not 100% composed when he gets back on the mound. At least that's what common sense would tell you. Take a pitch. Maybe it's high. Maybe it's in. Maybe you get plunked and you extend that rally by getting on base. Now, granted, he's got a good eye for the ball and good bat speed, but 4 outs on 5 pitches is bad. Second example, 2 outs, bottom 3, Fitz still pitching the right-hander. Gunnar Henderson works a very clutch walk. Unselfish teammate when it comes to plate appearances is Gunnar Henderson. Ryan Mountcastle shortly thereafter hit by a pitch. And Kobe Mayo, his best plate appearance of the game, works a full count. And then the slider low that he just lays off of to load the bases completely on free passes. Fitz has thrown 19 pitches in this frame, and Cowser falls behind 1-2. Then he sees a changeup that he can pounce on. It's off the plate and well off it for sure. But he gets his bat wrapped around it, hits it up the middle for a 2-run single, and the O's get their only lead of the game, 3-1. At that point, 24 pitches for Richard Fitz. He is on the ropes. What does Samuel Basallo do? First pitch curveball, beats it into the ground right at the second baseman. And in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings, the O's have opportunities. For sure. Colton Cowser singles with 1 out. Samuel Basallo takes his 1 pitch of the game, then rolls over on one. A sinker in on the hands for a 4-6-3 double play. In the 7th, Dylan Carlson leads off with a double down the left field line. Then Luis Vasquez hits a sacrifice bunt right to reliever Steven Matz. The left-hander able to nab Carlson at third base on video review, and nothing doing after that. Gunnar Henderson leading off the 8th with a double, and the O's can't move him over. This incredible 9-pitch sequence that Gunnar works gets a change outside, rips it to right field, and is sprinting out the box. Mountie and Mayo, essentially the same person at the plate, striking out in back-to-back plate appearances. Colton Cowser making it the trifecta for the inning, finally baffled by a breaking pitch in this most recent homestand on a slider inside. Some comments about the bottom of the 9th inning. Trotting out Basallo, Carlson, and Vasquez is choice. Samuel Basallo facing left-hander Aroldis Chapman, you would think would try to work an at-bat, get on base. The point of offense, you're manufacturing runs, your job is to extend the inning. It's not to be the most powerful hitter in baseball. Hitting a weak fly ball to right field on the first pitch proves nothing to anyone. And that was when the game was lost, truly. You thought Dylan Carlson and Luis Vasquez had a fighting chance against Aroldis Chapman. I've got beachfront property in Idaho to sell you. Northern Idaho at that. That's all I have to say. The O's carry on, and they welcome an ace back to the rotation. Right-hander Kyle Bradish makes his season debut and his first trip to the mound, a big league mound, in 438 days. Yes, it was June 14th of last year. Kyle Bradish had his last start, 5 innings against the Philadelphia Phillies, gave up 2 runs, was en route to another wonderful season. Former Cy Young vote getter. His counterpart's also having a pretty good season. Right-hander Lucas Giolito, 8-2 with a 3.72 ERA. That is a 6.35 first pitch on Masson, and we're going to be watching it. Good to see Kyle Bradish tune up. Tyler Wells has one more rehab start reportedly before he comes back into the fold. And the O's will look to finish this season on an upward trajectory. There's a lot that needs to be cleaned up tonight was simply not good enough. And yeah, there have been more disappointing losses, more surprising losses, more lackluster performances. This one was just tough. It's angry. It's all angry. Final score tonight, the Boston Red Sox 4 and Baltimore Orioles 3. Good night. Stay safe. I'll see you right back here tomorrow night.